Welcome along to Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here today I've got another review for you, and this time it is the brand new release from Pete at Airscale Models. This is the instrument panel upgrade for the Hobby Boss B-24 kit in 32nd scale. As soon as I did a review on the Lancaster upgrade, which you can see if you go back a few weeks on my channel, I got in touch with Peter, asked him if he was going to be doing this one, and he said he didn't have any parts, so I sent him my kit parts, and as a result he's come up with this set. I've just had this come in the post this morning. Today is Thursday the 28th of February 2019, so this is a brand new release. He's had it available on his website for a couple of days. I'm assuming you should start getting them in the post very soon if you've ordered one. It's also available from Hannants, and it's priced at $18.95, but you can get it direct from Pete's website, airscale.com, or you can go to eBay. He's got a shop on there, and also, as I say, you can get it from Hannants, but obviously for Peter's pocket it's better to get it direct from his site. So right, why have we got this set? The reason being is, I'll put a picture up now, and this is the kit instrument panel, and as you can see it's fairly bland, and if you look back at my review of the kit, you'll see the whole model reviewed, and I talk about it in that. So right, what do we get in this set? What are we going to look at replacing? The cockpit in the kit as is really nice, especially compared to the Lancaster. It's lovely. You get, you know, your pedals and all your control columns and everything. There's a lot of photo etch in there. You get decals for the instrument panel, but as we all know, getting the decals to sink down over the instrument panel is fairly difficult. And also with this panel being so visible through the cockpit glazing, it's really good to get a nice job and get this done well. So basically what we're looking at in the kit is replacing the instrument panel itself. We're going to replace the throttle quadrants here. This part N36 is a block, and I'll show you in a minute. What Peter's done is allowed you to model it with that or without, because some early versions had 12 levers across here, some had 8 to the right, and this block on the left hand side. You can do both. He's also done some detail for these panels here, and then also you've got some oxygen gauges which go into the sides here, and while I think of it, Peter has said in his instructions you fit these to part P27, you actually fit them to P27 and P26, so there they go on the port and starboard sides of the cockpit there. So let's have a look at the actual set and what we're getting. I've got two here, which brings me on to the subject. I'm going to give one away. So if anybody can think of a good way of giving it away, then let me know. So we get a set of instructions, as usual, lovely card, fold out, very high quality, beautiful printing, very clear, slightly glossy, which is a pain for reviewers, but never mind, eh? So basically we've got a picture of the finished item here. This is actually my kit parts, with all the gauges and everything on there. This is all unpainted, but it has got the decals on it. And he's given you some general tips here on what you should do. There's just general instructions on using his sets. And you'll notice it says on here, option on the B-24, you don't actually need to use the instrument panel. I'll show you that in a minute. So going through the instructions, he's got how to use the main instrument panel, the direction finding instruments, which are here, which are sitting on top of the instrument panel there. Then it goes on about how to fit the throttle quadrants. As you can see in this image here, he's got the 12 levers going across, but in the kit you only have 8 with the block on the left hand side. I haven't done my research yet to see which is which and what's what and why and wherefore, but I would imagine the early versions had this, and then it could be that Hobby Boss have picked up on a restored aircraft that's got electronic controls for what these 4 levers are doing or something. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. And then we've also got the, as I said, those parts P26 and P27. Here we've got the oxygen instruments to the port and starboard side of the cockpit. So it's all in there, it's all lovely. Obviously none of it's painted, you need to paint it. You need to use an etch primer on the photo etch parts, or use enamel paint. Any slight chipping looks quite authentic. I did speak to Peter about this, and I'd never thought of that. Get a little bit of chipping when you put it all together and it'll look quite authentic. And also it's worth noting that this instrument panel isn't black as most are. It's olive green, but it looks like this part here may be black. So I'm not sure, sorry, olive green, cockpit green, but it looks like that area there may be black. So we'll have to look into that. So this is basically the photo etch. Oh, I'm wearing a glove because yesterday I tried to slice my thumb off, and rather than you look at my manky old plaster, then I thought I'd put a glove on. So here we've got our photo etch parts. I'm dicing around here with the glare, I'm sorry. But yeah, we can see the main instrument panel there, beautifully etched with all the instrument bezels all clearly etched on there, which is one of the issues with the injected molded kit part. It's very, very plain. And as I'll show you in a minute, when you actually look through the canopy glazing, all this is very visible. So we'll start on the right. At the top right hand side here, we've got these are our instrument gauges that go on the port and starboard side of the cockpit. Then we've got below there's a switch panel with a backing piece and a front piece, and that goes over here in the middle of the instrument panel. I believe that those four across the top, they're part of the direction finding instruments. And then we've got another part of the switch panel here, which is going down on the area between the seats, and then this is another part here which goes down on the top of the panel near the throttles. All our levers across the bottom here, which are all nicely done. We've got some more switch panels there. The top one there, the one on the right I believe is part of the direction finding equipment, and the one on the left is more switch panels. This one here obviously is part of the direction finding equipment, and here above that we've got parts 4A and 4B. They are the mounting hubs for the control wheels. Note they are, even though they are all 4A and 4B, we've got left and right because the wheel is offset to one side. And then we've got finally the areas there where the levers go, and you can have 12 or 48 levers as I discussed earlier. And another quick look at that beautiful instrument panel again, really, really nice. You can see all the etching on here is really good, really well done, and beautiful. Okay, so what else do we get? We get a sheet of acetate. That's the film off the decals. Sheet of acetate which you actually sandwich between the two and will act as your glazing, or you could not use that and then go in afterwards with something like the Revell Contact Clear or Crystal Clear. Go in with that and then put to give you a glazing effect on the instrument panel, but you may as well use the acetate as it's provided in the set. And then we've got our decals there, which are fairly simple sheet but fairly busy in their content. So so yeah, it's all there. And just as a little bonus to finish off, Peter has actually sent me back my parts, but with the photo etch fitted to them, so I can show you now what it all looks like assembled. And here you can see, here's the main instrument panel obviously, and you've got that switch panel there which is bent away from the panel. Then you've got the one here which I showed you which is built up. We've got our control wheel mounting areas, and then on the top there we've got our direction finding equipment. And just to show you why this set is worth buying, I shall attempt on camera to show you how visible this will be through the canopy, and there you go. So you can see there just how visible this is going to be when you actually look at your model when you've got the kit finished. So well worth doing. Just quickly go through these parts with you. There's the throttle quadrants. You can see they're really, really nice. And the instrument panel, something I don't think Peter mentioned in the instructions, if you do use it, you need to sand the top of it off. You can see where he sanded the top of it off there, because you want a clear gap through here where the top is. You want a gap through there. Because in reality, I believe this is actually part of the fuselage here, part of the fuselage skin, and the instrument panel would have been like a separate panel underneath it. So, but as I can show you here, you don't need to use the plastic part, because this is the quadrant, and on the front you've got this square block. And if you remember in the instructions, he says about using this to align it, and that just clips on like that. So you could actually glue that to the floor and it's job done. Let's just look again with all those throttle levers in place, just how visible all this is. Look at that. So you can see it's very well worth doing, and for $18.95 sterling, it's a bargain when you compare it to the price of an Edard cockpit set, which looks nothing like that. You know, it's stunning. And then just to show you here quickly, here's one of the oxygen panels there with the side parts added, with the side part with the photo-etched added, sorry. No decals on there, but you can see how it's going to look if I show you that part. You can see here, if I get that lined up, you can see that's how it's going to look, like that, for those side panels there. So all in all, a must have, I think, if you've got the B-24 in 32nd scale. So the question is now, how do I give this one away? Who do I give it to, and I don't know, what do I do? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you're into this aircraft, into this kit, please subscribe, because there'll be more about it coming up very soon. I've got some more stuff on the way, and still doing the Lancaster build as well, but everybody's Lancastered out, so I'm keeping that off air for a time. And there's lots of other stuff as well, so please like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notifications bell, and happy modelling. Bye bye.